Immigration discussions are complex and emotional. What's helpful? Information supported by facts. What's not helpful? Pushing an emotional one-sided analysis to reach a misleading conclusion. Recently, Vox produced a video entitled "The Law That Broke U.S. Immigration." Its purpose? To persuade you that a law passed in 1996 designed to deter illegal immigration is making the problem worse. Vox wants to convince you that immigration laws and their enforcement are wrong, and that those who violate them must be excused. Here's how they do it. Vox claims that before 1996, there was virtually no enforcement of immigration laws and no one was ever deported. Vox then asserts that the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act, or IRA, passed in 1996, unfairly penalized illegal immigrants who were just breaking the law as they had in the past. Vox concludes that because of fear of border enforcement, people no longer went back and forth between the U.S. and their country of origin. And therefore, we are to conclude laws deterring illegal immigration are bad. So, what's wrong with Vox's story? Well, illegal immigration was a huge issue well before 1996 when the law in question was passed. It was a major issue as far back as the Civil War, and for decades afterward, with illegal crossings peaking during the Eisenhower and the Carter administrations. What's more, the Vox video entirely ignores the 1980s, when 3.2 million illegal aliens were rewarded with amnesty and a path to citizenship. By claiming, quote, only 5 million illegal aliens were in the U.S. before 1996, Vox is intentionally ignoring both the mass amnesty of 1986, as well as the incentive for more illegal immigration that the amnesty provided. Remember that as part of the 1986 amnesty, the American people were promised real border controls moving forward. Finally, illegal immigration would be controlled. Or so politicians promised. But business lobbyists and beholden politicians never stop pushing to prevent us from gaining control of illegal immigration. This is how the so-called sanctuary city movement got going. The open borders crowd was effective in dissuading state-level cooperation with federal immigration authorities. But over time, public concern rose once more. In 1993, foreign terrorists bombed the World Trade Center for the first time. That and many other high-profile incidents flagged the dangers of uncontrolled borders. Immigration-related crime continued to climb, and the U.S. hit a general recession in the early 1990s. Despite the mass amnesty of 1986 with a promise of ending illegal immigration, within just 10 years, illegal immigration was again a huge issue. Well before IRA in 1996, illegal immigration was already spiking again. Vox is simply wrong on the facts. Their video also claims the 1996 law designed to, quote, decrease undocumented immigration actually did the opposite. But what evidence backs up this claim? Vox essentially says asking immigrants to comply with our laws is too much to expect. Avoiding criminal behavior, respecting our laws, is just too high a bar for those who want to come here. Here's the truth. The reasons illegal immigration continued after 1996 are simple and straightforward. 1. There are far more who want to come here than we can possibly allow in. Hundreds of millions would like to move to the United States on any given day. Secondly, there are strong and powerful forces that encourage and reward illegal immigration. Large corporate employers hire illegal aliens and have consistently fought against accountability for verifying the authorized status of those they hire. Third, for self-serving reasons, politicians continue to talk about another amnesty, which encourages more attempts to cross our borders. Fourth, the sanctuary movement and strategic litigation from the ACLU and others have prevented the kind of smooth state-federal enforcement cooperation that makes our federal immigration system function. This has been intentional. In fact, the sanctuary movement exploded after 1996. Vox ignores these factors entirely. Fifth, one political party has completely sold out American interests in immigration control and provided an increasing number of benefits to people violating our border laws, even after multiple terror attacks and multiple commission recommendations to the contrary. These benefits have included things like driver's licenses, in-state college tuition, financial aid, and access to a wide range of public services and entitlements. Vox ignores all of this. Sixth, the border fencing and other operational requirements demanded by Congress over many years have never been fully implemented. Why? business and political pressures. These are pressures that hurt Americans, depress wages and working conditions for all, and destroy the middle class. Again, Vox is silent, even though many of those promoting illegal immigration are motivated by greed and self-interest. Vox couldn't care less, it seems. Seventh, birthright citizenship has never been clarified, and the result is that illegal aliens continue by the hundreds of thousands to come here to have children instantly deemed U.S. citizens at birth. Vox claims that illegal immigrants are coming and staying now, whereas before 1996, they were coming and then going. Vox is simply wrong. The millions who received amnesty back in 1986 had to have been in the U.S. for years. Vox also tries to suggest that the crimes included in the 1996 law that rendered an alien deportable were trivial and minor in nature. Things like perjury, illegal entry after removal, document and passport fraud, money laundering. Why would Vox downplay these kinds of crimes? And lastly, Vox tries to claim that opposition to illegal immigration is the province of the local and unsophisticated, probably Republicans, who just can't seem to understand why any nation shouldn't just eliminate its borders. But Vox itself undermines this claim by demonstrating the key role President Bill Clinton, a Democrat, played in signing the very reasonable 1996 immigration law. Until quite recently, immigration control and enforcement were bipartisan issues. Labor unions, minority spokespeople, Democrats, and Republicans were nearly unanimous in their assessments that immigration policy may be contentious. But if there is one thing we can all agree on, it's that illegal is illegal. While voices like Vox wish to continue to polarize the discussion on immigration, it will never be resolved unless we can all agree on two things. Facts matter, and the American people, through Congress, must have the final say in who and how many may come each year. When it comes to immigration policy and history, get your information from a source that cares about America and the national interest of all its people. Visit fairus.org and subscribe to this channel today for a fact-based look at today's immigration challenges.